want to welcome now to the program Special Envoy to the Indo-Pacific, Richard Tibbels. Richard, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You're here for a special conference in Canberra. China these days is often, plainly as stated as an issue that needs to be discussed, and often it's in veiled language. How would you say the concern levels are outside of Australia when it comes to Chinese influence and dominance, particularly in our region?
Thanks very much, Laura, for having me on the show. The EU's policy towards China is pretty consistent since 2019. We regard China as a partner, a competitor and a systemic rival. I don't think I'm telling you any surprises if the elements of competition and rivalry are at the forefront these days rather than partnership. But we still regard China as a crucial economic partner, not just for the EU, but for the rest of the world as well. But we need to de-risk some of the vulnerabilities that we have. And in the security field, we need to make sure that China is upholding in the international law. And obviously this is particularly relevant when you look at Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine. We certainly hope that China will exercise its role as a permanent member of the Security Council to call on Russia to respect Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Closer to you, the UN Convention of the Law of the Sea is the basis, I think, for the resolution of disputes in the maritime field in this part of the world, extremely important. We in the EU are increasing our member states' naval visits to the region, and we, as the institutions, are working to build the capacities of our partners. So we are doing everything we can to enhance security in the region by working with our partners, including Australia, of course, is very much a like-minded country here.
Is it about that like-mindedness? Is it about that solidarity with a democracy from the EU's point of view? Or do you have serious concerns about, those laws of the sea you talk about, the dominance in the Asia-Pacific, and how that will affect Europe?
Obviously, freedom of navigation is absolutely vital for the EU's economic interests, and that's one of the key reasons why you've seen a step up in the EU's engagement of the region. The Indo-Pacific region is extremely economically dynamic, and the EU's relations economically with the region are burgeoning. So we want to make sure that the freedom of navigation and peaceful situation is maintained, and that's why you've seen the establishment of the EU naval operation in the Red Sea, responding to the Houthis' attacks recently. We see that Red Sea is a vital communication point between Europe and the Indo-Pacific, so protecting maritime vessels in that region is absolutely vital. It's a demonstration of our role.